Three, two, one, now. Three, two, one. Three, two, one, now. Of course, during the OP, I do like to remind folks that I have a Patreon now. There's 20 plus folks over there hanging out with me, getting early access to the reactions and reviews, also getting ad-free videos, and getting videos, the reaction videos in particular, that are edited in what I think is a little bit more viewer-friendly manner than what I'm allowed to do here on the main feed. So there's a link down in the video description. Please take a minute, click on that, see how things are looking over on the Anime Dad Patreon. Okay, so we're back here with our little bit of a recap here, as you know, all the episodes are giving us, which the older I get, the more forgetful I get, the more appreciation I should have for these recaps. But it's reminding us that they've made a plan to meet on the 28th. Probably January, because I know we just had the holiday, so I think it's January 28th. But reminding us, you know, that fate that befell Takata, I call her Taki. Kind of retracing the steps on how that went down. Let us know what happened to Mello. Did we lose Mello in that fire too, or was that just, hopefully just Taki, right? I don't know. Why do I say hopefully just? I'm back and forth. I can't help but feel bad at times for Light's accomplices, even though some folks have reminded me that all the disdain I have for Light, that same degree of disdain should spill out on the accomplices. Letting us know that the truck and the motorcycle both burned up there, which of course we saw, you know, how they got there. January 28th is the name of the episode, 1.28. Oh, now they're having a debate about who is going to be Kira's next spokesperson, I guess, with Taki gone. Takata gone. Oh, people, oh wow. These guys are really dressed like a cult here, with Kira in the background and the guy saying that a woman isn't fit to lead the cult. So that's going to be divisive. But wow, there's multiple Kira subcults that have built up now, adding this whole interesting new twist of complication to the mix, right? Oh, so he's thinking Mikami and Takata had cell phone contact somehow. So is he distrusting something? Is he worried about a loose end or something from Makami there? Mikami? I switched the A and the I there in his middle part of his name. So I'm going to have to look and see if there's some kind of significance to January 28th, like somewhere globally, if that's a significant day or if it's just what they happen to pick for the show. You know, maybe on January 28th, they should do a big overall review of Death Note. That'd be like a nice anniversary for it, wouldn't it? These people are excited about meeting Nier, but this meeting is going to be the last day for somebody, right? This is something you should be nervous about. Just like what he's saying here. We might all be killed tomorrow. You shouldn't be happy. You should be scared a little bit. Whoa. Whoa, who is this little kid with the bulging eyes? Oh! It was a finger puppet. It's his finger puppet to represent L, I guess. I thought it was a real kid. Like they had brought a new kid into the store. I didn't realize we were looking at his little toys. I think I called them action figures in the past, but clearly finger puppets. No articulation other than, you know, the articulation of your own darn knuckle. 2013. So is that the actual year that this finale aired? I'm going to have to go back and check my sources on that. But, wow. It'll be 10 years ago here in about 4 weeks. I'm recording this very close to New Year's Eve. Okay, so Misa has been released. And, you know, once again, Misa, I've been told maybe I shouldn't have empathy for her, considering how complicit she was in mass murder. But I still can't help but, feel like she was a little brainwashed or not. I don't know. I cut her slack when probably I shouldn't. But I'm still happy to know that she's released. And I wouldn't mind, out of all these bad people, if she's one of the characters that makes it out okay. Anyway, I'm kind of hoping she lands on her feet after all this, though people aren't wrong to disagree with me about that. She probably does deserve punishment. So what's this number they're talking about? Are they tracing him or tracking him or something? I'm trying to see, what are they tracing or tracking? Oh, it's a code to get into a locker or something. And it's got a death note in it. But I'm so confused. I thought they stole the Death Note out of a locker, but it was a fake one. You know, like I said, I'm getting old. Sometimes my memory not as good as it could be, but it's also easy to get kind of like misled and sort of like drip around or whatever mentally when there's so many shenanigans that goes on in a show like Death Note. Like if this were 3 card Monty, it'd be more like 12 card Monty. You know, there's a whole lot to follow with multiple real Death Notes, and they've introduced decoy Death Notes into it before, and then we got a scrap of paper and a wristwatch to keep track of. I think I can be forgiven for not quite knowing who and where real and fake Death Notes are at this point. I would be very bad at 3 card Monty. Even worse at 12 card Monty. Okay, so he's asking about Aizawa. Alright, so this big meeting is going to come up. And something tells me that this meeting is like the final meeting. I think both this penultimate episode and then the finale, we're going to see that this meeting bleeds through those. Oh, and I love this setting they've chosen. This, like, looks like it's a place where you process oil or refine oil into gasoline. Like maybe a big refinery. Like close to where I live over in Kentucky, they've got this big coal burning power plant thing that looks kind of like that. But I think they might also have had like this Ashland oil refinery over there. Anyway, I've driven past a lot of those kind of bleak factory industrial settings with like no people there, but just lots of smoke going on. That's like a real familiar feeling to me. And the gray sky and the rain, getting a little nostalgic for like college age. When I drive from college back to the town I grew up in, I go right past all that stuff. Strangely, this thing making me feel nostalgic for the mid-90s here as a mid-90s kid. Oh yeah, I mean that's just all like just an everyday view to me there. And I grew up around a coal tipple where they grind up and put the coal onto trains to take it to the power plant. Looks like all this stuff here. So I'm feeling like this finale has taken place in the latter part of my childhood. Not in a heyday, because it's looking a little more run down here, you know, like leading towards that Rust Belt stage that it feels like we're experiencing now. Oh man, the big ventilation fan on the barn, and they got this like upbeat music playing, like this upbeat classical music. Like if it was Four Seasons, this would be from spring or something. And it seems like two symphonies almost racing with each other to play through this song, and it's like so weirdly upbeat for what feels to me like it's going to be a really ominous meeting. It opens up the door. We saw the figures on the floor. But what kind of precautions what kind of precautions is in Nier gonna take here? And he's wearing the mask of that like really bulging eyed version of L that he has in his little finger puppet thing. The thing I thought was a real boy at the beginning. That's the face he's used. So he did at least have some countermeasures because he knows enough about the Death Note to know you need the face and the name, and he understands there's the Shinigami eyes kind of effect out there. So he is protecting his own face from being seen. However, everybody else in his group is kind of toast, but they might be public enough that they were toast anyway. But I like this. Light is feeling sentimental towards L. Even though Light killed L, he's like, you have no right to wear L's mask because you're not as good as L was. Oh yeah, this is what the other guy said here, what I said before. You're wearing the mask, but that means all the people around you are toast. Okay, he's saying it might already be a test. Oh, so if he wears the mask for about half an hour, he'll know that the coast is clear. I don't know why he's so sure about a half an hour. I mean, like I said, we got a scrap of paper and a wristwatch here. I think he still got it, especially since the screen decided to focus on his watch conveniently. So even if a half hour does go by, he could still be at risk when you pop that off. All he's got to do is get eyes on you, Nier. Man, I love it. The rainy day, just the misty, gloomy, gray sky, miserable, want to stay inside kind of day works so perfectly for this. I mean, it's just giving us such a good feel of like ominous final standoff. This is an ugly place where ugly things can happen. And also this is a place where things can be forgotten. An entire way of life can be forgotten, perhaps, depending on how this turns out. Whoa, and he's trying to hold back From laughing? Okay, so he already predicted that Nier would pull on a goofy mask. This is good. They're getting where they're like, I know what you're gonna do before you know what I gotta do. They're gonna do the whole exchanging of the cups like Princess Bride. Oh, he's declaring everything safe now. I guess his half an hour that he wanted has gone by. So let's see what happens here. So he got another mask. Okay, I thought maybe have his face painted like the Road Warriors. Or maybe have like a domino mask on, just like another clever little trick. But I guess not. Not this time. So now the tension's getting like thicker. Nier has revealed his face. Okay, so he's still waiting for one more person to show up. Man, this really feels like I've been talking about mysteries lately with watching Glass Onion recently and talking about Agatha Christie mysteries with a couple of my friends. This really has the feeling of like the climax of a good Agatha Christie. Like one more person's going to come through the door and that's when it'll be solved. Oh, it's ex-Kira, the guy, the prosecutor that kind of went nuts or whatever that's out there. That's who he's waiting to show up. And I really like the face he's given his finger puppet. I wonder how Nier makes those finger puppets. I'd like to see a side episode just about how Nier makes those puppets. Oh, wow. A third party's going to stroll by and kill us all. I can understand the guy freaking out a little bit. I don't know about you, but I think it makes sense. I would probably freak out a little bit, too. But he says if it comes through that door, it's got to be Kira, ex-Kira. Oh, and he's just telling him, hey, when this guy shows up to murder us all, it's no big deal. Just go along with it. Trust me. We got some maniac eyes. Somebody's peeking through the crevice like a pervert in a bus station bathroom. Oh my goodness. He's seeing it all. He's getting all the names. He's got the Shinigami eyes. Oh, and he called out God when he saw. It's so weird. So weird to think of him like worshiping this young kid as a god. I guess not so young. 6 years have gone by, but. Oh, look at the maniac. He's like the devil incarnate out there with the red Shinigami eyes and all the flourishes just deleting people. Delete, delete. I love the way he uses that. Delete, delete. All their names are going in the book. Is everybody going to drop dead? Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. What if he... Oh, is everybody going to die? Is it just going to be this crazy guy and Kira for the rest of the time? It's just going to be Light and Crazy Eyes there running the world. No, there's got to be something else here. Nier's not going to be defeated so easily. Okay. Yes, he did have a plan there. He's talking about how he got the actual Death Note and put decoy pages in the back of the Death Note, sort of creating a decoy Death Note. But then I also remember they already had a decoy Death Note, right? So which one did they put the new pages in? Because they got a Death Note that they were set up to get. Oh, he's doing like a Matrix backdive here, too. He is just filled with the glee that only the most devoted lunatics can have. Oh, wow. Okay. But... So they're just going to stand in there and wait for him to check on if they're dead? That's why when you murder a room full of people, you don't check on the bodies. You just get out of town before the police show up, you know? Especially if the people they're police themselves. You don't stick around at the scene of the crime. Oh. Uh-oh. That is the smugness coming across his face. Let's see. What the heck's he going to hit us with here? Oh! He said exactly his plan he wanted! What the heck? Now, why would he plan for ex-Kira to have fake pages? So, is he flexing in public? There's a whole nother episode left. You might want to not brag so much so soon. Okay, so he knew about the decoy. He knew about the double cross, so he did a triple cross. Is that what you call it? Yeah, so the double cross was when Nier got a hold of it, so this would be the triple cross. Or the old triple Lindy. Okay, so now he's talking about the fake notebook and... Okay, the one that they did find that I knew about. So I wasn't imagining that. But then he says Takata was actually doing it. Well, he had the fake one, but they coordinated it so it looked like his fake one was real. I remember that. But I'm trying to see. Okay, so he's explaining how he got them to believe that the fake notebook was a real notebook, so they put fake pages in a fake notebook. And boy, he is really doing that James Bond thing where you give too many details. So this is making me wonder if that triple cross is going to be the end of it, because I know we've got another episode left. So, does Nier have another cross to bear? Are we going to go for the rarely executed quadruple cross? Let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens. Okay. So he's wondering, did you find the real notebook or the fake notebook? There's only one way to know. Let's see. So he double tampered, which 2 tampers is a double negative. That means no tamper. But if there's a triple tamper, then it's back. But we can't forget, there's still paper in his watch. All right. So he brought the real notebook, not the fake notebook that Nier thought was real. Oh. Telling him how he's nowhere near as good as L because L could kill. And Nier's too soft. I like this because he's right. L would have probably killed someone who was on death row and scheduled to die the next day or something, but he would have tested it. L did have that darkness that was necessary to battle against light that it seems like Nier's lacking here. He should have done that himself right off the bat. So that's probably why I said you're not worthy of wearing the mask. But he just admitted to being Kira there if he's saying this stuff out loud. So let's see what happens. Did it stop at the triple cross, or do we have, like I said, the rarely executed quadruple quid pro quo tit for tatathon? Oh, wow, he's shouting out there to ex-Kira, which I like that name for the guy. Better than Mikami, or Mikami. The smugness on that face. I can't... we don't have much time left. Somebody's got to wipe the smugness off of Light's face before this thing ends. Okay. Was it going to count down the 35 seconds? Oh. Okay. So now they're like debating exactly who knew what. Okay, so he knows Mikami's name. So I think that is a twist that was unexpected, that he had already figured out who ex-Keter was. Okay, so he said if you've written our names, just waltz right in because we'll die, right? All right. What's he going to do? He has the crazy eyes right there. Oh no, what's he doing? Oh, what a dramatic entrance for a madman. And that is what he is now because of his obsession. Started his devotion and became an obsession with Kira. To his own detriment, of course. Yeah, I got the tousled hair. Not tasseled. That'd be totally different. Oh, they're asking for how long's it been? Oh, he's staring at the old watch. Let's see what the answer is. Oh, they're going to count all the way to 40, aren't they? I know how this is going to happen. As soon as they get to the last second, that's when the episode's going to end. I smell the cliffhanger coming, and I'm still nervous. He just declared himself the winner out loud. And it's to be continued. I knew that would happen. But I do have to say it was a fun episode. Pulled me back in. Won me back over. I've heard these final 2 episodes are really where it's at, and I am not disappointed with this one. I love that bleak, abandoned industrial kind of setting that they've got it here for the final showdown to be taking place, and then the weather just suits it to a T. The mind games, at times, they seem a little melodramatic or a little over the top, and that just amps up the fun, and they come back with something that truly does surprise me. And then I just, how many layers are they going to have before they've finally gone all the way down? I have a little bit of fun seeing them quadruple, quintuple, septuple, octuple cross each other. Who knows how many crosses we'll get before we're done counting. But it's fun counting. And I can't wait to get to the finale. And I'm so happy to get this done before the new year gets here. So I'm proud of you for watching anime. I'm going to go jump right into this next episode. And I'll talk to you again soon.
I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who supports the channel on Patreon. It really means a lot to me. If you might be interested in Patreon perks like early access to videos, uncut reaction videos, ad-free videos, and the opportunity to vote on which anime will be covered in the future, then click on the link in the video description. Thank you.